Hello everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take a look here at Solana, see kind of what's going on with this recent price increase, and identify, of course, why it's happening, but more importantly, how much higher could it potentially go. So we want to take a look at that, of course, and much more. If you're new to the channel, not a financial advisor, I've just been trading for over 15 years, and my passion is to help people become better traders. I've literally been doing this for a long time. This is my full-time job, and I can tell you, it's an amazing experience to be able to work with such a great community. So thank you to all my community members for requesting that I cover this, and of course, your continued support. 300 plus members, and I can tell you it's really awesome. So again, I have a trading community, trading academy, where I teach you how to be a better trader, and I send out signals for every trade that I take too, so you can learn how to structure your trades more effectively. All right, so check that out in your own time, CryptoCache.tech. Taking a look here at Solana. Here's kind of what's going on first of all. With the moving averages, let's just kind of get this out in the open. We got a 200-day SMA up at 150 and approximately 93 at the 50 SMA. Okay, so keep this in mind. Not a big deal for the moment, but just know that 200 SMA has notoriously worked as a strong resistance level for Solana. So I would anticipate that to be a potential point of contention once we get there. Between now and then, not really a big deal, of course, because the fact that it's far enough away that it's not nothing to really truly worry about. But generally speaking, it does look like it wants to get there. Okay. Now touching on this here, just to kind of look at the big picture, of course, in general, if you look at Solana and just kind of see what's going on here, we want to identify first things first, volume. Now with this increased price, we can see the volume isn't quite where we want it. Now again, I'm not trying to throw any shade here, of course, but generally speaking, we want a little more volume in order to see these type of significant increases. But what this does tell us though is that there's really not a lot of selling pressure. And what happens with that is based on the fact that there's a tremendous amount of volume below the current price point, that we're at this price discovery, so to speak, in the most recent past, and that's helping the price continue further. So again, just little things to kind of acknowledge. With a good foundation of volume below the price point, we can expect not to be a lot of resistance. But of course, if we look back at that and we kind of look at the big picture, there is some resistance at above the current price point, right there at about 135 to 150. So again, this upper Fibonacci retracement level, basically the 2 of 135 or higher, will be a point in which the price might reject out and stop continuing further for some time. At least it'll face some resistance there, unless we have a significant amount of volume to push us through. Just something to be mindful of. That's kind of where we're at there for Solana in the 1 day. We want to kind of just touch on this too. The RSI is up over 70 now. That should effectively work as a support level. Granted, we can close this 1 day candlestick closer to where the price action is at presently. So good stuff there in that sense. I like to see when 70 on the RSI works as a support. You see this happen quite frequently in cryptocurrency, where it essentially has this nice continuation pattern. And if you can identify the RSI being over 70 and holding above 70, then even if it were to come back down, it'll work as a support level, and that maintains the price action further. Okay. So again, very, very good stuff there in that sense. Solana's doing absolutely fantastic. And what we want to touch on here too is why this broke out, because I basically mentioned this. I think my last video was potential breakout labeled as. And the reason why I identified that is because when you have this continuation pattern to the downside, right, and you break that, you go sideways and or up from there, you're breaking that lower high pattern, right? So these lower highs are no longer being established. Right? We've got just pretty much just one major high, well higher than the previous. When you see that, that's an important transition, right? Helps you understand you're on the right side of the tracks. And whether or not it's ascending or going sideways, you're no longer descending and trying to find the bottom. Okay, you can channel trade for the most part, or in this case, channel trading doesn't really occur. It continued higher, and the bottom line here is that if you look at the most recent high, essentially right here back in March, it was about $100, and you can see the price consolidated very hard right there as soon as it broke through it. That's a signal right there telling you you're probably going to experience a breakout based on the simple fact that the price consolidated right then and there at a previous resistance and effectively continued further, right? So again, just something to look for future reference if you're curious of how to identify breakouts. Descending pattern transition, breaking its most recent high and establishing it as a support level. Those are the things you want to try to look for. So 4-hour time frame here, let's go ahead and take a quick look. We're above both moving averages. These are kind of working synonymous, and what we should probably do is move this guy here a little bit higher and kind of readjust this trend line, because it's definitely making a different type of pattern, you could say, and it's moving up nicely. So if you kind of look at this trend line here, it continues to hit these lows and it's making higher lows. So to me, higher lows are much more important than higher highs, and in this regard, it's absolutely doing that. And you can see it consolidated right here too. Kind of did a little pattern of breakout just before it broke to the upside, or you could even say it was a triangle, so to speak, or ascending type of breakout. Generally speaking, when you see a lot of volume accumulation at a resistance level, it's inevitable to break. And that's why it broke really hard and fast here today. If we take a look at the volume profile as well, and just kind of squeeze it in here for the most recent pass, you can once again see a lot of volume here and a lot of volume here. But the cool thing is this is a shorter time frame and we have just as much volume as this does. So that's a really big indication of the fact that the price is going to continue higher with that accumulation of, once again, of volume at a specific price point. Building that foundation, right? A foundation of volume is really important. You need to make sure to acknowledge that. I use that every time I take a trade, honestly. Every single signal that I send to my community, it usually has a representation of increased volume, and or if it's a decreased volume, you might be seeing a short position, right? Generally, that's the concept. If we take a look down here at RSI, we're at nice MACD convergence there, up over 70 as well. I don't love the 70, the price being over 70 on the RSI. So what I would love to see is the price consolidate sideways at this price point of 125, and or just come down to 18 and kind of just hang out and so consolidate that. But the thing we need to acknowledge here is that this breakout, if it were to correct itself, because it will likely occur just based on the RSI, we have two potential supports. First of all, key level support is 115. I'm using a round number, 114.50, but 115 essentially because this was a previous resistance, right? That's kind of an assumption. That's assumed, or kind of just something that we know that's going to happen. If it does come down though and retrace, it could retrace initially to 118. So I'd say a dollar cost average would be 119, and another DCA target would be 116. So 119 and 116, just kind of a level just above each one of these key level supports for Fibonacci. All right. So the likelihood of the price consolidating sideways and continuing on this trend, whether or not it comes down here and goes up, or goes here and down and then up, we should experience the price to break out 125 eventually after building a solid foundation of volume, once again, to look something like this. It doesn't have to look like that, but it could, right? So again, I do think that Solana has enough gas in the tank, you could say, to continue. The only thing else to kind of acknowledge is the fact that it is overextended. If you look at TD sequential here, you can see, again, we didn't get this reset here. Bitcoin did this too for us. In other words, we got this little period of consolidation here for about 4 days. It was just enough to not get a reset. So if we were to want to maybe count, you could see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're probably at day number 8 right now as a rough estimate for the continuation of this this bullish trend. And just know that when you hit a 9 through 13 days in a row of bullish continuation, the likelihood of a pullback is very high. So keep that in mind. We could experience pullback once again if it keeps going up from here, but a sideways consolidation at this point would be actually better. We'd prefer to see that because that would be very helpful in the grand scheme of things. Again, build that foundation of volume to blast through 135 and to essentially get us up into that 50-day SMA range, or sorry, the 200-day SMA. So again, just some things to kind of think about. That's generally what we like to look at here, of course. So again, all this stuff that I just discussed here, that's available in my Trading Academy, only much more in depth. And obviously, my signals that I send out, I believe Solana is one that we traded in the recent past. And I can tell you there's one of those things where it's not super difficult to be a good trader. You just got to have a good risk tolerance and make sure you structure your trades effectively. Honestly, it's not about buying low and selling high and trying to find the perfect entry. There's no such thing as a perfect entry, but there is good execution, and those are things I like to focus on. So I hope you can find benefit with that, and I do look forward to working with you. CryptoCache.tech, once again, is a site, link in the description below, and look forward to getting to know you better. Have yourself a great rest of your day. Thanks so much for your time.